You said that apologetics is not as important as evangelism, which is quite an interesting take, really. And I thought, well, he's got a point, because apologetics is certainly something in which a lot of people like to style themselves as. It's sort of the I am a Christian debater. And whilst they are defending the faith, you think that evangelism might take priority. What you thinking there?
So we're in this very interesting age of online apologetics where everyone's like, I'll debate you, debate me. And I respect the desire for everyone to want to defend what they see as truth. I think it's awesome. That's fantastic. If you believe something is true, go in wholehearted on it. However, the truth, and especially the faith, doesn't really need defending. It's been defending itself for 2,000 years. In the early church, before the apostles were even out, there were heresies, right? And they just talked it over, figured it out. The Holy Spirit guided them to what was truth. Church doesn't need another online apologist. Quite frankly, we have enough of them on their own. You can just go into an AI program and find what the Catholic Church or anyone else really teaches. What we really need to focus on, from my opinion, is evangelization. We need to focus on not the information we have. We need to know that, because then we can actually share the truth. But the real crux of the argument is, how can you do it in a way that is receptible to somebody? There's this quote that I swear is from Pope John Paul II, but I can't find any reference to it, so it might just be me in my own brain. So the quote is, it's no longer a question of whether the modern man can understand the gospel. It is a question of how we can use the modern communications tools we have at our disposal to make it palatable to him. And palatable not meaning like, oh, watered down or simplified or anything like that. No, palatable meaning something that they are actually hungry for, something that is meeting their need. So like, a lot of my focus is on sales. I think that sales and marketing is far more important than debating. And sales at the end of the day is not this, skeevy used car salesman trying to sell you a Honda or a Prius that you don't need, right? It's me trying to figure out, hey, how can I give you something that you are looking for, or something that I have? And it might be that I don't have something that you're looking for. But the beauty of the faith is that since all of us are drawn to Christ, since we are made in his image and likeness, and we are naturally pulled towards him, then there is something that your soul is longing for. And so there is something in the faith that I can give you an answer for, or give you a way to live, or give you a solution that will serve you in a way that is positive. And so to answer your question after that long-winded thing, I don't think we need just the truth and to debate people. We need to go up to the people around us and say, what are you looking for? What are you longing for? What is your heart calling for? And be able to share the faith in a way that is that which they actually need. That's my view.
So in making the gospel more palatable, and obviously not in the watered down sense, and you do a lot of online content, you're obviously out there speaking to people, what is it that the people with whom you're speaking to need?
Oh, such a loaded question. So there's a lot. I think that it really comes down to, and I'm biased since I've been Roman Catholic my whole life. I think that people are really just looking for, especially, our generation, it's purpose. It's a sense of meaning. It's a sense of, what am I actually doing with my life? We all want to actually be a part of something. We want to have our identity in something that is more than just, I am just going to work, doing my thing, watching TV after work, go to sleep, repeat, right? We want something that's deeper. We want purpose and meaning behind our life. That and community are the two biggest things that everyone that I talk to is looking for.
Do you think that the answer to their problem lies within the church?
I don't think that it's just like, oh, we'll become Catholic and like this is going to solve all your problems, right? I think it really has to do with the internal conversion of self. Like, what we desire and what we long for as a human, like I was saying, like, is to be the wording that I like that the Catholic Church uses is that we are made in the image and likeness of God. And a lot of other people say that. But in a lot of other faiths, non-denominational, some Protestant and Anabaptist say that like the gospel is just that Jesus Christ died for you, wants personal relationship with you, you accept him in your heart and it's done, right? That's great. Love that for you if that's all you need. But there is so much more to that. And it's about embracing and connecting with who you are actually called to be, instead of just being like, oh, I've accepted Jesus, I'm good, we're moving on with our day, right? I accept Jesus, I go to church, everything's fine. It's about complete and inner conversion of self, right? Like, if you're an athlete and you actually want to be climbing that mountain, or you want to be lifting that higher rep, or you want to be doing 2 more miles on the cycle, right? What you need to do is change who you utterly are, your bone density, your structure, right? You are altering your very being. And so if you really want purpose, if you want to be something deeper, then you have to change who you are from the very inmost being of your being. Otherwise, it's never going to stick. You can say you're an athlete because you got a two-piece matching with leggings. That's not an athlete. An athlete is when you're actually doing the thing. There's this great quote by Alex Hormozy where he says, the work works on you more than you work on it. And that's really what I feel like when you're looking for that sense of purpose and what the church, what faith and what the church that Christ founded gives to you is, well, the more work that you do, the more things that you do, the more you are transformed into who you want to be. That's real to me. Like, I'm getting chills just talking about it. Like that is the message of the gospel that I feel like is the most powerful that most people are looking for, since they're looking for that deeper identity. But it can only really be found through Christ, since he made us, and the church that he founded. Like, you can't find it in any other way. In the depths that you can find a little bit, you can find bits and pieces, you can find ideas, because truth is still going to be truth. But if you want it in its fullness, in its most rich and powerful form, we talk about palatable, you might want a steak and wine. That's going to be, in my opinion, in the church Jesus Christ founded, that's lasted for 2,000 years and is an answer to every question you could possibly have.